About 5 years ago, out in the boondocks of Central Queensland, Yamaha Dakar racer Rod Faggotter sat in his shed looking longingly at his new Yamaha Tenere 700. He loved its reliability and handling, but the fuel range just didn't cut it. Rod lives in the outback and fuel is scarce. He was chasing, get this, a 700 kilometre fuel range. Drawing on his Dakar race knowledge and some sheets of cardboard and polystyrene, the first of many mock-ups of the Yamaha Super Tanker were born. He teamed up with Robin Box from Safari Tanks, and a masterpiece that truly encapsulates the Tenere ethos of remote go-anywhere exploration was created. But Rod didn't stop there. He teamed up with John Mitchinson of Rally Raid Products and fitted high-performance suspension and backed it up with a top-of-the-range navigation system and a range of selected accessories. We recently caught up with Rod in the outback to talk about what is unquestionably the ultimate Tenere. Rod Faggotter, Dakar racer and Australian Safari champion. Great to catch up with you at Cameron's Corner. We thought we were going to get there, but the rain's beaten us, so we thought we'd have a play, and it's been a great opportunity to have a look at your bike. So that's what we're on about. Yeah, we love you dearly, Rod, but we're bloody salivating over this bike. So tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, Dave, it's been a few years getting to the production table, but Safari Tanks has come out with a cracker for the Tenere 700. It's like their rally tank, they call it, sort of 45 litres minimum, but generally you can fit a bit more than that into them, 46, 48 litres. I've had it for a couple of years, sort of testing the pre-production prototype ones. And yeah, it's great. Coming down here to meet you boys, I've done 700k since the last refuel, and I still had like 10 litres left.
That's
it
great.
Really opens up sort of the outback, and some of the refuels aren't open, after 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock, or sometimes you can't get fuel at all. So some of them are sort of got no petrol, sometimes diesel only. So, with this sort of range, you can cover half the state, ride all day pretty well, or ride most of the day and not have fuel anxiety. So they've come up with a bloody ripper.
So I guess the thing for me is lowering the centre of gravity. So it doesn't look like you got too much fuel up top. So you've ridden with the previous Safari tank, so what's the difference, and what's the difference to a standard Tenere and even a World Raid? You've ridden them all?
Yeah, obviously the low centre of gravity of these. So like this mark here, this is about the 18 litre mark to the top of the bash guard. So this guard's removable if you crash in the rocks, whatever.
Yeah.
So about 18 litres here, and this mounting point here is about 30 litres. So pretty well, most guys would be happy with 30 litres, and it's actually pretty well below the standard bottom of the standard tank. So you can run 30 litres and it's going to handle lower centre of gravity than a standard bike.
Yes.
Be a standard one or a World Raid.
So you've been throwing this around. I've just been filming you and your mate Ben having a blast around the paddock there, and the bikes were fuel full because we thought we were going to Cameron Corner. So you were holding 50 litres plus your camp gear plus everything you needed, and mate, you were going around there like a motocrosser.
Yeah, the weight's there, but they don't get out of control. They don't want to tip over on you. You don't get that fuel slosh where they want to, high side on you. Because the tanks are split in the middle, and they're lower than stock anyway, they're just safe to ride. They do everything right. The tanks, the top of the tank's like 50 mil lower than a standard one anyway. Like I said, it's split in the middle, so if the fuel does slosh around a bit, it's only that little section. And like I say, 30 litres and below, it's all low, it's below your knees. It's pretty well, where you weight the foot pegs, it puts more weight low down.
So I just noticed down there it's got a B&B bash plate. Is that a B&B bash plate on that?
Yeah, that's right. So that's part of the kit. So when you buy the tank, it all comes part of the kit.
Yeah, it's as solid as. I noticed it had like a little shock protector, like a tongue out the back as well.
Yeah, so they run that on their standard one as well, which is a good idea. It just protects the linkage. if you're running into rocks. I think it's a good thing. It just keeps mud and grit and, you know, just that asphalt, you know, dust, everything out of your linkages. So it's just a good protection for your linkage.
All right, well, now we'll talk about your setup. We'll get into suspension later, but let's have a look at your flight deck there. It looks, you got more televisions than Netflix.
Yeah, I like my navigation gear. So we've got one of Adam Ryman's GPS mounts, so we can run the speedo and, you know, whatever GPS unit you like. I've got the Garmin 700. I like it there. It's easy to see, and you sort of can always see your speed and what gear, fuel level, etc. And, you know, you have your preset map in your Garmin. I also like them because if you get a message on your phone or whatever, it flicks up there, so you can sort of know whether you check your phone or whatever.
Yeah.
Then this one here, it's one of those robust, like carpety tablets.
Right.
So like we run either like your geo maps or your HEMA maps in that. And I like running that just on the map mode, pretty well for exploring. You know, when you're riding somewhere and you see a back road, you see it on the map, you can decide whether you want to take that detour or not.
Yeah.
It just sort of opens up and allows you to see more than what you see on a GPS screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just helps with the navigation when you have a look around.
Okay, it's a couple more switches, and you've kept the dash pretty simple, but I noticed this switch here.
That's just the spotties. I like it there because I can just flick it on and off easy with my finger, rather than trying to reach around, reach past the switch block there.
Yep.
Yeah, all the rest stock switch block here. Everything else is standard, just foam gripped. Pretty simple, straightforward.
And your luggage?
Luggage, yeah. So we've got normally like your rolly bags, either 20 litres. We use the 20 litres lately for a cross Australia run, and I'm just trying the 25 litre rollies. One thing we had with that run through the Hay River track was just all the scrub and like the deep washouts will sort of catch the bags a bit. So I like these. It's longer, but it's still below the seat and it's up higher off here, so you're not sort of copping as many sticks and catching like the banks on the side of the cutout road and stuff. Yeah, just a fuel bladder just in case there's a long run somewhere. A little toolbox in the back there, just for mainly the tool roll. Yeah. Small rollie on the back, just got the shoes, a cap and overnight gear. And we run, on this bike, we run the camel tank. I actually run that with water. So that's sort of emergency water, that's 6 litres. So yeah, if you have a breakdown or you need to cook something up, whatever, you got a bit of spare water on board.
I noticed your brake pedal. I mean, one of the things I don't like about my bike, that it makes the rear brake spongy, the brake pedal. You've got what's that, a Camel?
Yeah, it's a Camel. That is, like you say, less spongy, less flex in the lever, so just gives you a better feel at the brake.
Yeah. So let's go to suspension. Let's go to front forks. So what have you done with the forks on the bike?
Yeah, so we've got Rally Raids. Closed cartridge 230mm, like say slightly longer.
Yes.
230mm closed cartridge fork there. Stiffer spring rate obviously, a little bit more travel, and it works quite well. Like I like a taller bike anyway, and you just get that bit more travel. It works well. Yeah. Bit better control, a bit better dampening, you know.
And your rear? What do you got on the rear?
Same thing, it's a Tractive Rally Raid on the back.
Yeah. So you touch base with John Mitchinson. I know I see you two corresponding every now and again, like still improving on the stuff, or is it just about set now?
I think it's pretty well set. I think he's refining the reliability. Like he's, if he sees anything wrong, he improves his own product. He's pretty good that way. Yeah. He's very good at looking after his own product. So like for value for money, it's a good thing. A big improvement over the stock bike, especially with the weight we've got on board. There's nearly 48 litres of fuel, a bit extra gear there. There's, the water and bags on the back. There's another 50 odd kilos probably.
So Rod, you'd be a weight watcher. What do you reckon your bike weighs?
Wouldn't have a clue. Just ride it.
Just ride it.
Just ride it.
I was just having a look. So there's your lighting up the front. So that's your roof spotting, is it? You've got enough lights there to light up Margaret Court's tennis court.
Yeah, well you can't have enough. This one here, this is Steedy that a lot of people run. It's good for just shorter spread. closer to the bike.
Yeah.
And then some Baja designs, little single spots. They're just out to the side a bit for the roos, and these ones go down the road a bit more.
Yeah.
But you can't have enough light on these swings when you're riding at night.
And what tyres do you run? And the million-dollar question that everyone's going to ask me is what tyre pressures do you try to run at normally under normal conditions?
Tyres, I try a bit of everything. So,
right.
you know, I've done a lot of rallies, the Pirellis.
Yep.
Here we've got the Motos heavy-duty deserts.
Right.
So they're fairly off-road orientated. They've been holding up really well. That's done a couple of thousand Ks, that front one. Same for the rear, they went on at the same time.
Yep.
They hook up pretty well on the sand.
Yep.
Probably not one I'd run across Australia, like on a 9,000 K run, but just for a little bit more localised run and a bit of sand, they seem to hook up pretty good. So pressure-wise, because there's a fair bit of high-speed stuff, a fair bit of rock, I just run 30 PSI front and back.
Right.
All the time.
Yeah. And an acro, sounds nice. When you went past me, it nearly sucked my face off.
Yeah, we got it close enough. You should have been able to hear it.
Yeah, we heard it. All right. So you're running a steering damper up there?
Yeah, I do. I bought them out and stuff years ago, and honestly, I've ridden plenty of these now. And when we've ridden across Australia before, I run them without dampers. Like, they're so stable, these things.
Yeah.
It doesn't worry me whether it has one on it or not. So it had the avenue to take one, so I bowled that one up. But yeah, they're such a stable thing.
And your screen?
Screen, yeah, so it's just a shorter one. I think it's a WRZ brand, S brand. I tried all the taller ones with the adjustable, and being tall with a tall seat, I could never get under the wind, so I just run it short, and that way it tends to just be in and around your shoulders. That's the best setup I've found so far. And
wheel rims, because I think you'd probably give them a flogging.
Yeah, they get a bit bent up, especially chasing Ben around or vice versa. But generally stock, we just run
just
stock.
Standard.
Yeah.
And your brakes, anything different with your brakes?
No, all stock, just heavier duty rear brake pads, because the standard ones shoot out pretty quick. Everything else stock front pads.
Now I love that graphics kit, but I've got to say, Aussie Ben, your riding buddy, what is he, like a golf caddy, or what does he do? Like, does he?
He's just multi-talented, just good at everything, mate.
Is he?
Like
he's a multi-talented rooster. He roosted me back there, just covered my Enfield in crap. But so yep. Ben, come here. Come into the field of view now. We've focused on Rod's bike. He's the only bloke I know eats a hamburger with a knife and fork in Australia. But anyway, that's another story. All right, so your Tenere, mate. It looks bloody beautiful. I like the colour. I reckon it's a banging colour.
Nice colour.
Yeah.
Just a cracker of a bike. So it's fairly new, this machine. We've been waiting for the tank for a little while, so now it's on, and a few improvements. Obviously the acro system complete, and not unlike Rod's setup. The only difference, the radiator shroud guard from
we saw that
from
B&B. Yeah. That's good.
But it's just a magic bit of gear.
So, what, 15 minutes to put the tank on?
Yeah, about that, yeah. Yeah, plus a couple of hours.
Few bits and pieces to do it?
Yeah, a little, there's a list of parts there, and jumped on the phone with Rod a few times, because he's obviously had a bit of interaction with them over the last little while, so which was valuable information along the way. But no, it came together really well.
So as soon as you got on the bike, you've got off your what was the standard Tenere?
Standard Tenere with the original Safari tank.
Right. Okay. So you get off because I've still got the Safari tank, so I'm interested because I know what that feels like.
For sure.
So you're the only bloke I know who's got off the Safari and got on this big one. Tell us what you felt. What was the first thing?
Well, I did a quick loop, 35k loop, just before we came out for this trip.
Yeah.
And I had 20 litres in it.
Yeah.
And it was chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
The weight distribution, I still had weight over the front, which is good for these things, I find. But it just stood up, went through corners, it just flowed. It was just a pleasure to ride, really.
Yeah.
I'm sold. Yeah, they are the best thing on the planet.
For it.
Mm.
Yeah, and he paid for it, right? So
anyway,
we'll just put that in.
But no, they're a good thing.
All right.
Very good thing.
All right, guys, pleasure riding with you.
And
thanks, Ben. Great to see you again, Rod.
Thanks, Dave.
Last
Good to see you,
time,
mate.
Last time I filmed you, you were cleaning your teeth.
Loves clean fangs.
Yep.
Yeah, he does.
Gotta be clean.
Holy shit. I can't sit on the bike and kick the stand off, it's that tall. So I'm going to have to do my old. Yep, I'm on. I went to do my old moving on the run and kicking it, but my leg got caught on his panniers. So if this was my bike, the only thing I'd do is I'd keep the suspension, you know, that 3 centimetres shorter, and I'd be fine. But oh gee, the suspension feels so good, and the handling of the bike, it's just so stable.